I wonder if our life will ever go back to being normal. To a life where we get to choose to be hermits instead of it being a must. Where life feels lighter, where we get to interact with other humans without fear of the germs we may pick up, and how those germs could be so incredibly dangerous to us. My husband Kyle and I met in January of 2020, and just 3 months into our budding relationship, the whole world would change. One day in March of 2020, we would wake up and we would be in a global pandemic and in a lockdown. And we decided, let's just go for it. Let's see if this really is something. And I moved in with him after just 3 months of knowing each other. We had no idea what was coming, but we would end up quarantining together through the whole pandemic. And quite honestly, 2020, with all of its challenges and uncertainty, it was probably one of the most beautiful, love-filled years of my life. We were in this new love bliss, and we were getting to spend all of our time together, and no one was judging us because everyone was in isolation. Everything was different. And so why not move in with someone after just 3 months? And we got to know each other, and our love grew so deep so quickly. And then in 2021, we say we got the true 2020 experience filled with fear and pain because Kyle's brain cancer would return. A routine 6-month MRI would show that there was returned growth of the tumor in the left frontal lobe of his brain. It was a truly gutting moment to get that call from him letting me know that the cancer had returned. And yet again, just 1 year into our relationship, everything would change, yet so much would stay the same. As the world was starting to open back up and go back to normal, we were forced to stay in that place of isolation because Kyle was immunocompromised. For the entirety of our relationship, we have spent it being hermits together, which has been beautiful and lovely in so many ways. But I keep having this deep wonder and curiosity of, will we ever go back to normal, to our life before? And realizing it won't. This is our new normal. This is our life. And it will only continue to change and evolve, but it will never be what it was before, in 2020, before the pandemic and before cancer came into our life. Too much has happened and we can't go back. Our life will never be what it was before. In that, there's so much beauty, and there was so much beauty and love and connection and community in that life before. But this time of isolation has shown me that that beauty and that love and the joy and the connection and the lightness is still there. It just looks different now. And it's so easy to feel like, why can't it go back? Why can't things be easy like they were? And in the past, I would have constantly grabbed onto just keeping things as they were instead of moving forward with life. Because life isn't going to stop moving, which is a gift that we get to wake up every day. That I get to roll over and hear my husband breathing. And I get to choose to wake up and have a good day. It's learning how to just find all of that love and joy and beauty and connection in what you have right now. Leaning into being fully right here, right now, because that's all that we have. This has been so heavy on my heart because Kyle's blood counts have dropped. And with that comes with more hermiting, more isolation. And just as we were feeling like, oh, life is returning, spring is here and summer will be here soon, and that means we get to spend so much time with other people, to be out in the world. As quickly as that feeling was activated, it was just as quickly taken away. And realizing that we have to be so extra cautious to protect Kyle so that we can get to a place where we can fully go and be part of the world because he's healthy and he's healed. But if he gets sick, that risk is so much higher than for any normal, healthy non-immunocompromised person. And what do I want this new reality, this new life that I step into in every moment to look like? And I keep coming back to this feeling of I want it to be the most nourishing, healing, loving, joy-filled life that it can be. And that's a choice every single day, in every single moment. And realizing that that is achievable even if we are in isolation. It's very much achievable, but it's a choice you have to make again and again and again. And although we're spending our time as just us two, how do we make our days magical, like the life we crave? But I can't help to look at nature. Can we spend so much time in nature, being in communion with the earth? And though we may not have as much human interaction, feeling that connection and that love and being held by the earth by just getting outside as much as we can, especially when we live somewhere so incredibly beautiful. It also looks like having long meals, sitting at the table and talking and taking our time and not rushing to the next thing. It looks like laughing and enjoying making and preparing nourishing, healing food. Because although we may have to avoid others for fear of illness, and it's hard when you're craving human connection and you know the value of that human connection, but you have to make the choice to avoid it, it's then the choice to bring that connection in all the ways that you can, with just us two and what we have available. And because of that, it can also feel like every day you're waking up and it's the same day over and over again. And in that, it will never change. But that is a mindset, and that can be changed. We can choose for each day and each moment to be anew, just by how we choose to look at it. There might not be a going back, and there isn't, but we can choose to be present in each moment that we have, each and every one of them. And if I'm being honest, having to be in this isolation comes with so many challenges. It is hard to feel so alone and to feel so disconnected from other humans, to feel overwhelmed when you are able to finally socialize because you haven't been able to socialize in years, that your social anxiety is through the roof. There are so many challenges that it brings, and the isolation is just that, isolating. If I was on my own and had to be in this situation, it would be a very different story. But I thankfully have my husband, who is the most optimistic and joyous person, and he truly tries to just look at what can I see the positive in this situation. It has started to wear off on me, and I try to sit back and reflect and go, okay, what can I see is good in this, and really anchor into that. And that is what has helped me find the beauty in this. And it's not constant. I'm learning to be in that place of joy and light and positivity in this moment. It's ever growing, and again, it's a choice. I can choose it. That is the awareness. That is the shift in mindset. It's not that I'm positive all of the time. It's that I choose it when I catch it. And you start anew. It's just like that. Every time you catch yourself and you can shift it, you come back to what you want your anchor to be. And for us, that is beauty and light and joy and nourishment. And it doesn't always present itself, and it's hard, but sometimes you have to just fake it till you make it. Try to see it as best as you can, even if it's in the littlest, tiniest thing. Like this teeny tiny bird that is chirping behind me. There's joy right there in that moment. It's a choice, it's a choice, it's a choice. We can always choose to walk in love and light and joy. And my hope is to keep choosing that as many times a day as I possibly can.